Hello, beloveds. I'm Tanya Gonzalez, spiritual teacher and voted #3 psychic in the world. I'm here today to share with you an open letter that I wrote at the end of last year to really bring something to the forefront that has been long time waiting to come to the forefront, especially within spiritual communities. I wanted to take a moment to share with you my personal experience and a little bit of my journey into what led me to writing this open letter. As a spiritual woman, I have been on a path of healing, spiritual practice, as well as healing and transforming lives since about 2006. I was a school librarian. I was drinking too much alcohol, and I was really desperate and looking for something to fulfill me. And so I started going to a spiritual church. That then led me to connecting to the divine feminine in such a different way. I had studied and have a minor actually in women's studies, one of the first times it was offered in my university in Wisconsin. And so I knew I had this pull towards working with women, but at this time I had no idea about my intuitive gifts. And so when I quit my job and then I fell in love with yoga, it was healing my mind, my body, and my spirit. And something within me emerged and told me that this was the path I was to take. And so I quit my job as a school librarian, became a yoga teacher, and started doing tarot readings. The tarot readings led to so many more things, and I share that in my book, my upcoming book. But the path on my spirituality, that the goddess energy led me then to Isis. And of course, the draw, I had this strong pull always to Egypt, and I never understood it. And I, would try to read African things, but it seemed like a complete foreign, different language to me. And so I stuck with what I was taught. I learned about, Greece and Romans and a little bit of African, Cleopatra and Isis, and maybe a little bit of Hathor and Sekhmet, but I never really got it. And the further as I went deeper and deeper into my spiritual practice, connecting to Mother Nature herself like I am right now, it led me all back to Africa. And I had to get over my fear, which really was ignorance from what was keeping me from truly what I had wanted. And that was a deeper connection to spirit. And so from there, something guided me to continue to go deeper. My work as a healer, as an intuitive, as a psychic, as a bruja, that is a Spanish word for witch, continued to tell me, go deeper, don't be afraid, look and see what it is. And so I did. I was introduced to Ancestral Voices home study course, which completely changed everything for me, opened my eyes, healed parts of me, and gave me direction. From that experience, then I followed teachers that I had, and I found African text and so many different things in African spirituality that I had no idea about and that I had been ignorant and afraid of, because the conditioning that we receive as Africans in America is that we all came from slavery and that this was the story and that we just come from Africa somewhere. And now over these years, I've come to realize that that is not the truth. And in fact, our rich history of natural healing and medicine is what all New Age spirituality comes from. From astrology to, star seeds all come from Africa. And so this is my open letter. Hey, woo-woo world. Before crystal wearing was cool, attending exclusive retreats was with a high priestess was enlightening, and performing moon rituals were fun. Black women seers, now officially known as psychics, have been quietly, often in secret, holding down spiritual practices for generations. Within the last 5 years, spirituality, in particular woo-woo, has woo-woo, seen as anything from witchcraft to tarot cards, has surged amongst women. As more become empowered with gender and sexual equality and wellness and self-directed spiritual practice, the ever-present stain of racism must be addressed. Our now billion-dollar industry was built on the demonization of African spirituality, particularly the dark-skinned, evil-eyed, black magic woman, stereotype that for centuries has perpetrated our communities. As an example, the Oracle of the Matrix trilogy, an all-seeing, middle-aged, vice-ridden black woman who not only guides each character's destiny but offers insights for the very survival of their civilization, is feared and seen as a dangerous woman. More recently, the stereotype been depicted in American Horror Story, The Coven, as a mean-streaked, baby-snatching Madame Marie Laveau. Her deadly and dark voodoo magic was frightening to the supreme witch, which was portrayed as an elegant and classy white woman. As a black psychic medium from the United States, living abroad in Mexico, I've been called everything from an angel to a devil. Although I was voted number 3 psychic in the world, a number 3 psychic medium in the world, there was no media coverage nor interest in my journey of coffee shop tarot card reader to YouTube personality to international TV star story. While facing months of rejection, the Long Island medium was having a wildly popular and highly publicized reality show. And then the truth finally dawned on me. A black woman psychic is intriguing, yet dangerous. How can the art and ritual practices of the African diaspora be seen as dark while woo-woo is seen as love and light? How can what was once illegal for Black and Indigenous people of color to practice now not only be acceptable but readily available at the local mall? Where's the distinction? It's not only cultural and spiritual appropriation, it's monetization of the reverence and sacred acts. It appears as though every indigenous culture has been included in modern woo-woo practices, which continue to flourish, while the very people they originate from falter under financial hardship and economic instability. Beyoncé's recent single, Black Parade, claps back at stereotypes with "Don't I Smell Like Non-Chapa Incense?" referring to a comment made on the red carpet. She also pays homage to her African spirituality in several lyrics about Oshun, Ogun, and Yemaya of the Yoruban pantheon, which some may consider hoodoo. What makes hoodoo, woo-woo acceptable and hoodoo unacceptable? Modern divination tools, the now classic by Brujas by Princess Nokia declares, "I ain't no queen of the night, I'm a bruja, I'm dressed in all white." A powerful message against the black woman's black woman's psychic connection to the sexual underworld. Cuban songstress Diame Oresina eloquently praises her deep ancestral spiritual practice with songs to Oya, Oshun, and Yemaya. The rise of African spirituality, homage to ancestors and natural healing, is being ignored while simultaneously being exploited. The ostracization of black women psychics from the woo-woo world clearly demonstrates the injustices of systematic racism within the realm of spirituality, including its communities, healing modalities, publishing and media outlets, merchandising, and more. The act of spiritual bypassing is consciously choosing to overlook or subtly ignore these powerful truths. This open letter is to shed light on the often overlooked contributions Black women, especially those with psychic and or healing gifts, have made in the woo-woo world. Ashe. And so I'm going to invite you to come and join me for a sacred conversation. Be sure to join our community so you can find out all the details and don't miss a thing. I'm looking forward to diving in. After all, it is Black History Month, and it's time that we shine our light, our love, and our gifts to the world. Thank you for listening. Namaste. Ashe. Blessed be as above, so below.